Welcome to the Disgruntled Technician YouTube channel. I'm Tech, and today we will be taking a look at the Expert Lost Sector Concealed Void. Concealed Void is on Europa yet again, up in Astrian Abyss. So to get here you would load in at Sharon's Crossing, this time hanging a right, and following the path up to this area. It is the Lost Sector that is just a little bit hidden. It is underneath these large structures towards the middle of the map. Now we, yet again, have barrier and overload champions. We only have the one barrier, and we do have 3 overloads for this particular encounter. Now we are going to have a solar threat as well as solar shields and void shields. The arachno modifier, so they're going to be dropping those slowing grenades whenever you kill a vandal. So just make sure that you're either staying away from them whenever they pop up out of the ground or shooting them so that they do not explode and put down that area of slowing. To handle this one, we are yet again going to be coming in with our stasis submachine gun, our indebted kindness with volt shot, and our thunderlord. One thing to note, volt shot is the important thing here. However, using thunderlord, we will be able to handle those overloads no problem. I do recommend some type of a rocket sidearm though, because it will help with clearing out those mobs fairly quickly, or something with volt shot, because that will help clear the mobs out fairly quickly. As well as the sightline survey, it can also come with volt shot. That will also be an excellent choice, and since it's a hand cannon, it can also be overload hand cannon through the artifact. We again will be coming in on our Celestial Nighthawk, again prioritizing resilience and discipline with as much intellect as we can. On this particular Lost Sector, you will be getting your super right about the time you get to the boss, so make sure you do hang on to that for boss DPS. We will be doing Prismatic Hunter with the Golden Gun Marksman yet again, Withering Blade, and Duskfield Grenades just to help with some of the overload control or the add control as needed. Stylus Executioner yet again to go invisible after we kill targets that have been debuffed. And our Winter Shroud so that we can put a little bit of slow whenever we dodge near enemies. As well as the Facet of Grace so that we get a little bit of Transcendent Energy with Kinetic Weapon Blows. We're not going to be using this one quite as much as we have in previous Lost Sectors, but it is nice to have. As well as Facet of Devotion, where targets affected with Stasis or Strand debuffs grant bonus Light Transcendent Energy. Since we will be freezing targets, that will help. As well as while we have Arc Solar or a Void buff, we will be able to get extra Darkness Energy. Freezing and suppressing targets. That will allow us to get a little bit of extra stability, aim assist, and airborne effectiveness out of our weapons. Again, we will be freezing targets during this. And landing rapid precision hits will send out a Severing Blast, just a little bit of extra damage on the enemies, just to help clean them up just a little bit more. As for our mods, not terribly important on this one. Heavy ammo finder just to ensure that we do have plenty of ammo for that Thunderlord, as well as an arc siphon to get our orbs going so that we can get our super a little bit faster and make sure that we have it for the boss. Arc loader just so we can get that Thunderlord reloaded fairly quickly, as well as the indebted kindness to get that volt shot procced. Triple arc resistance. It is a void threat. However, the snipers do present a fairly serious issue, and the dregs are shooting arc at us. As well as an arc scavenger, just so we pick up a little bit of extra ammo for our Thunderlord and our indebted kindness. recuperation enervation for a little bit of extra health and a little bit of extra grenade when we do pick up these orbs that we're going to be creating with this siphon, as well as Reaper to proc a few more orbs also for these, and with powerful attraction just so that we aren't having to search for those orbs quite as much. Bomber just for a little bit of extra grenade energy when we are using our class abilities. That said, let's go ahead and get started. Again, this is an expert loss sector, so we are going to be 5 power level below, and there will be just a handful of champions on this, as well as the drop rates for things like the exotic engrams and the weapons are slightly reduced over expert. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and immediately pop that drag, get Volt Shot, and just start tearing through the enemies here. And Thunderlord to get this first overload champion that's going to be here. We need to make sure he dies very, very quickly. Letting that rocket sidearm really do some work just to clean up all of those mobs. Now here is where those Arachnos come in. Let's go ahead and jump up here. You see they spawn those? You want to kill those so that they do not spawn that slowing field. Alright, here we're going to have our one and only barrier champion. He is a bit of a problem. We need to make sure we burn him somewhat quickly. While making sure that we get all these shanks, because they will burn you very, very quickly. That's what we're looking for. We need him to put his shield up, grab our Thunderlord, and taken care of. Make sure you are watching the enemies off to the sides. That's where Volt Shot is really going to show. Alright, we'll go ahead and get this second overload. And that sniper, we're going to use our invisibility to get up close to him. And then just beam him down with the submachine gun. Just a little bit of those withering blades to slow them guys down. And then just take them out with the submachine gun. Now we've got our last overload up here. Rocket sidearm really doing work to take care of those exploder shanks. Now it is going to spawn some more exploder shanks when we jump across this chasm. We'll just jump across and then either jump back to make some distance, or alternatively you can use your indebted kindness to really just mop them up. And Thunderlord to take care of that overload. Make sure you want to get all of your weapons reloaded. And here's the boss room. And boss. Alright, we're going to hit him, and then we're going to back up. And play cover just a little bit. Make sure we get that servitor down, because he is going to cause us some serious problems. And now we can just focus on the boss. Transcendence, we'll go ahead and pop that for some damage resistance and for some extra damage. And then we're just going to have some extra enemies to clean up here. well as another servitor. And that's it. Go ahead and collect our loot. Again, these is a good place to get your exotic engrams, as well as your enhancement prisms and your enhancement cores. And because we are on Europa, we can get those Heathway pieces to turn into Varix to unlock things through him as well. Anyway, that's going to be all for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and leave a comment and a like below. And if you really liked it, be sure to subscribe. That being said, this has been Tech, and I hope you have a fantastic day.